Good evening, hello and welcome to Debrief. I'm Anusha Soni. Debauching currency is the most subtle way of overturning the existing basis of any society, argues John Maynard Keynes, the noted economist, quoting Lenin. And that's precisely the reason why governments across the world are worried with the challenge posed by cryptocurrency. Governments thrive and survive. Model financial systems are able to operate because there's a centralized and unchallenged control over currency. The mere word cryptocurrency denotes two clear objectives. First, the great degree of anonymity and privacy it offers in the transaction. And second, it recognizes itself as a currency despite being a legal tender in just one country across the world. If the history of money were to be traced, one would understand that an absolute control on the currency is the base for any political system to survive, and that's where crypto attacks. From the point of a complete ban to a more nuanced position of regulating, India is soon to have its own law around cryptocurrency. But the road is not easy. Insiders would tell you that blockchain on which crypto operates is designed to evade regulations. The technology surpasses the present regulatory mechanisms and even the set international rules around privacy. What are the various challenges before the regulators? What options lie before them? Here is a special report.
All democratic nations work together on this and ensure it does not end up in wrong hands, which can spoil our youth.
To ban or to man, the crypto conundrum has given the Modi Sarkar probably its biggest financial policy test in recent times. As tempting as it is to buy into the crypto craze, financial disruption and threats to national security are the two key reasons that the government is very keenly looking to regulate the cryptocurrency in India. But the task is easier said than done. An entire ecosystem of blockchain that operates on anonymity makes it difficult for the regulators to crack a whip. India, with a huge investment in the crypto market, has much at stake. The bill called Cryptocurrency and Regulation of Official Digital Currency Bill 2021 seems to draw a distinction between public and private cryptocurrency. It's still not clear how would that distinction be drawn by the government. The other possibility is that government shall not recognize any virtual currency issued by non-sovereign entities, which would effectively mean a ban on all present cryptos in the market, at least in the present form. If the government decides to ban all sort of non-sovereign cryptos, then there is also an option to have government-controlled central bank digital currency to be in the play. While the options are many for the government, a plain reading of the brief introduction of the bill tells us that government has shifted its position from a complete ban.
They don't pay any dividends. So what is the underlying source of that appreciation? That's the second source, which is typically a use in payments. Now, do we really need 6,000 cryptocurrencies to do payments?
The new reality has dawned that crypto is here and government will have to build the cat. Of course, cryptocurrency will not be recognized as legal tenders. It can either be recognized as a commodity, and clarity could be provided for it to be explicitly brought under the taxation regime. Most countries, including India, have been thinking about issuing its own digital currency, and cryptocurrency is the biggest threat in that regard. Post the Second World War, the world has not faced the possibility of such a disruption to modern financial and monetary structures. Cryptocurrency poses another threat to privacy. It thrives on blockchain technology, something which has a troublesome relationship with privacy laws. India is yet to get its data protection regime. Most experts argue that blockchain falls foul of the basic tenets of privacy laws. Sale of cryptocurrency or tokens in other jurisdictions may pave grave difficulty for the regulators to ensure compliance. But even as the government looks to err on the side of the caution by taming the crypto bull, the massive crash in the crypto prices in the past 24 hours is definitely a cause of concern for those who had bit the bullet. Most experts argue that this bull cannot be dealt with without an international regulatory mechanism in place. Nations would have to come together to crack the whip on its use and misuse. Right now, the government of India has taken the first step by proposing regulation. But as the cliche goes, the devil certainly lies in the details. Anusha Soni for CNN News 18.
Indians have invested over $10 billion in the cryptocurrency market, one of the largest exposure to crypto India has ever had. This investment faces uncertainty, and hence we saw the crypto markets plummeting. But everyone who still feels intrigued by the idea of cryptocurrency, and if you wonder why are people investing so much despite uncertainty, here's a report by Ridhima, Decrypting the Cryptocurrency.
It's the biggest buzzword in the markets today. One that caught an entire generation's imagination. While some believe it's the future, others feel it's just a big fraud in the making. But the fact remains, we still know precious little about cryptocurrency.
Crypto, by the basic definition, is a digital currency that you can buy, sell, exchange directly without an intermediary like a bank. Now, there are two routes to trade cryptos. Speculating their prices. Here you can use CFDs, which is contact for difference trading, or you can buy the digital currency in the hope they increase their value. Now, to trade cryptocurrencies, you need to open a crypto wallet and an account with a crypto exchange.
Bitcoin, one of the most popular cryptos, was launched in 2009 by Satoshi Nakamoto, whose identity remains anonymous till date.
Currently, there are 106 million people using cryptos all over the world. So what's really fueling this rally? Now, what's fueling the current crypto craze is a combination of an ambivalent regulatory environment, a global bubble, and low or no barriers to entry. The cherry on the cake, though, is a smartphone boom and cheap data availability.
The crypto market is largely driven by two factors: speculation or a trend. The cryptocurrency market hit a $3 trillion market cap on the 9th November this year, with Bitcoin and Ethereum hitting all-time highs. But that's the reality of cryptocurrency. With the highs come the lows. On the 10th of November, Bitcoin fell to $60,350, falling from a record high of $69,000. Ether, the second biggest cryptocurrency, also fell by 4.5%. In India, the discussions for regulations are growing louder as we move closer to the winter session. The description of the crypto bill that is listed says all private cryptos to be banned. This led to panic selling and volatility in the prices. Bitcoin slumped, exchanges crashed. A ban, unlikely as it is, will have catastrophic effects. Markets will crash, investors will lose money, it will be a bloodbath. Moreover, people who are keen on dealing with crypto will continue doing so in the black market. Innovation will be stifled. What India currently needs is a middle path to regulate crypto and to ensure the market is not exploited. For that, transparency, disclosures, and education of investors is key. Blockchain technology is a huge well. The question is, can a few bad actors lead to banning of crypto, or will India see a new chapter for cryptocurrency? Only time will tell. Ridhima Bhatnagar for CNN News 18.
Well, to unravel what kind of things the government needs to get in place as they look forward to regulate the cryptocurrency market, we have with us Rohit Chawla, who's the founder and CEO of Finway Financial Services. I'm also joined by Anirudh Rastogi, who's the founder of Ikigai Law. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on the broadcast. Anirudh, beginning the discussion with you. As the government plans to regulate cryptocurrency, how do you understand the government's intent to ban, and I'm quoting, private cryptocurrencies. Can there be something called public versus private cryptocurrency? The fact that we don't have a data protection law, I mean, that also becomes another important layer to look into this entire discussion.
Thanks for that. I think there are multiple issues that need to be addressed as we speak about regulating cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
But one thing to me personally is very clear, that we cannot as a country afford to ban use of cryptocurrencies. We cannot have a blanket ban on the use of cryptocurrencies. And the simple reason for that is that, if we do so, we will be stepping out of sync with most major economies of the world and the most important technological and business developments that are happening in the world as we speak. Also, if you were to look at the business activity in the crypto and blockchain space within India itself, we're talking in terms of about 350 odd startups in the space doing a fair amount of global business. I'm not sure if it would be the right decision for India to kind of step out of and ignore some of these developments. So ban, I don't think, is the right way to go. But clearly the government is validly concerned about various things, various issues which need to be addressed, and other countries in the world have shown some way in how some of these regulatory concerns can be addressed. So we need to follow that. We need to do our own thinking, but regulation, not ban, is the way to go.
Regulation, not ban. And I think, Anirudh, that's the larger thinking within the government as well. That has dawned upon the government that banning is not the way. They're looking at regulation. I'm coming to Rachit, to you, and taking in a word from you. The biggest disruptors of the laid down financial institution, cryptocurrency. Do the Indian regulators have the technical know-how to do so? If we talk about regulation, which can be very, very tricky, no country can say that we are 100% successful in regulating the cryptocurrency market.
See, so Anusha, India as an economy is very liberal and is in line with globalization. So, it's not a country like China, which is very closed and, doesn't work with other countries. India has always taken a stance for consumer protection. Now, what's worrying the government is that the highest number of cryptocurrency owners is in India. And if the government bans it, then the government also knows it's not possible to actually ban and control a cryptocurrency or an asset which is actually virtual, which is digital. India has a lot of people who are actually decoding the code of this new asset class that has opened up. The government is actually not going to ban, because this was clarified in today's report, that government wants to regulate the entire blockchain and the entire cryptocurrency. And why the government will be very hard on the private players is so that the consumers' money remains safe, because there are more than 14,000 cryptocurrencies globally. And out of that, maximum cryptocurrencies are privatized, which does not actually hold any economical value.
And that's the bit, Rachit, as I'm very short of time, but in that limited time, I want Anirudh you to talk about this fact. What is a private cryptocurrency and what is a public cryptocurrency, simply put?
So I think I will like to give credit to our government to have coined this term private cryptocurrency. If you were to ask people in the industry, there is a distinction of private and public blockchains, but I don't think that's what the government here is referring to. What the government means here is that a private cryptocurrency is anything which has not been issued by a sovereign, right? So a digital rupee, if that were to take shape as the RBI is contemplating, would then be a public cryptocurrency as opposed to all other private cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ether, etc. And they seek to ban all of these, if at all. I mean, that's the way they go. Then the idea is to ban all of these private currencies and only allow the digital rupee issued by the RBI to exist.
All right, so that's the way it's simply put. Rachit, 30 seconds to you, but if you can give us a key idea of the key concerns that RBI has flagged so far, and what are the things that we need to take care of as we look forward to a regulatory regime?
So definitely the first thing which we need to look on is to protect your capital, protect your investments. A lot of people, without having knowledge of these cryptocurrencies or these asset classes, are blindly putting in their money through exchanges which are not even known. So consumers need to understand that, you need to protect your capital. be very cautious about where you are parking your money.
Yeah.
There are a lot of cryptocurrencies which has come into the picture, but you should stick to the macro ones, macro
Okay.
ones being Bitcoin and Ethereum. Don't go into speculation. Don't do investments wherein you want your money to double overnight, because that would
Absolutely.
lead to erosion
I
of your
think,
capital.
Rachit, that's
So
the
as
base
a
point, and that's a very important point you're making, that don't go into speculation. If you have your money parked there, the government is regulating. Be very, very mindful of how you're investing your money. Thank you, Anirudh and Rachit, for joining us on the broadcast. We'll continue the discussion and much more lined up on the other side of a very quick break. Welcome back. At its peak in September 2019, China accounted for over 3/4 of all Bitcoin mining. Post the ban, most miners are said to have shifted their base outside China. Though China is not remotely a democracy, but the Chinese regulatory experience is a story in itself. What lessons can India learn from different countries across the world when it comes to regulating cryptocurrency? Nivedita Singh with this report.
Two Asian giants, one a vibrant democracy, the other a repressive regime. But will they also have the same approach to cryptocurrency? India's move to ban private cryptocurrencies comes just months after China declared all crypto transactions illegal in September. Trading cryptocurrency has officially been banned in China since 2019. However, it continued online through foreign exchanges. But this May, Chinese state institutions warned buyers that they would have no protection for continuing to trade Bitcoin and other currencies online. A month later, banks and payment platforms were told to stop facilitating transactions. In September this year, China made it clear that those who are involved in these virtual currency-related businesses are committing a crime and will be prosecuted for it. Further, foreign websites providing such services to Chinese citizens online were also deemed illegal. Thus, China became one of the most restricted crypto markets in the world. Not just in India and China, but several countries across the world, including Russia, Vietnam, Colombia, are worried that unregulated digital currencies will undermine the prerogative of central governments to regulate monetary policy. The European Union's approach is slightly softer. Cryptocurrencies have been regulated by each country, and most are opting for a regulatory framework. In September 2020, the European Commission released a draft legislation titled Markets in Crypto Assets Regulation. According to it, cryptocurrencies will be treated as regulated financial instruments and thus under the purview of regulators. In UK, while trading of cryptocurrencies is not directly regulated, trading in Bitcoin and altcoins does require authorization. Just like the RBI, UK's Financial Conduct Authority periodically issues warnings to investors to use caution. In the United States, the regulations regarding cryptocurrencies vary across states. But overall, the country has been in favor of allowing all cryptocurrency activities. In April 2018, the RBI had advised all entities regulated by it not to deal in virtual currencies. However, the Supreme Court had in a 2020 judgment set aside the RBI circular, allowing trade in cryptocurrencies. So far, over 10 crore people are said to have invested in the crypto market despite repeated warnings from the RBI. Earlier this month, RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das had underlined the concerns around cryptocurrencies, calling them a threat to any financial system, at least till they're regulated. As the government looks to bring in a legislation, it's clear that the country is entering uncharted waters. With Nivedita Singh, Ritangshu Bhattacharya for CNN News 18.
Well, regulating the cryptocurrency is the need of the hour. The million-dollar question is how and in what form. It's wonderful to have regulatory mechanisms in law and statute books, but the proof of the pudding is in eating. In this case, an effective law which is implemented in letter and spirit. With that hope, it's a wrap. Thank you for watching this side.